Healthy habit creation in less than 30 seconds every day. Change is hard. That's not an exaggeration. We hear sometimes that it takes 30 days, 45 days or longer to form a new habit. We are relying on willpower and the accountability of others to help us keep on track. Often we make nebulous, fuzzy goals, or they're huge, like I want to lose 30 pounds. I want to eat better. I want to exercise more. And then we beat ourselves up. Our confidence is gone. We deride ourselves for being unmotivated. This is a vicious and unproductive cycle. Hi, everybody. I'm Marjorie Leon. I'm a researcher. I am a Tiny Habits certified coach, and I'm a health coach. I want to talk to you today about you wanting to create new habits surrounding your desire to be plant-based. Personally, I went plant-based over 8 years ago. I had been suffering some very sudden and some very painful health issues that landed me at the emergency room at 3 o'clock in the morning. The events that followed opened my eyes to the fact that the standard American diet, the SAD, the paleo diet, the keto diet, the Atkins diet, whatever iteration of those diets, they're all toxic. As a researcher, after my illness, I had to do a ton of research. I watched documentaries such as Forks Over Knives, and that showed me that I was slowly toxifying myself and I wasn't supporting my body. I personally went plant-based that day. I don't recommend that. I personally am a black and white kind of person, but in general, taking large steps in a very short period of time is not really a successful way to go. Why is that? First of all, mostly when we are implementing new behaviors, we want to rely on willpower. We want to rely on motivation. Well, here's the thing. Motivation will wax and wane like waves of the ocean. At times, the motivation is high. It'll pull on us. We feel like it's a large magnetic force. It seems to pull us along. We throw on running shoes and we buy every new gadget in the world that Runner's World magazine might feature. We will tackle a 5-mile run. We order a salad for lunch. We're all positivity and confidence, and then the tide goes out. The pull then is almost imperceptible. We are sore, we're tired, so we feel like sitting on the couch, nursing our sore muscles and binge watching Netflix instead of going for another run. Now the new gadgets sit in the corner. The running shoes are sitting just around the house, and they seem to mock us as we notice them during our day. So we put them in the closet. So much for relying on willpower and motivation. There is a secret formula to habit creation. The Tiny Habits method is to find the intersection of ability, whether something's easy to do or hard to do, and motivation. To create a lasting, indelible habit, we have to find the sweet spot between the two ranges of motivation and ability. Behavior in general can be broken down to this equation. B equals MAT. Behavior equals motivation, ability, and a trigger or a prompt, because nothing happens without a trigger or a prompt. Think about your cell phone. One tiny ping, and we are digging in our pockets and our purses to try to find out what that call or that message is. There are other triggers in our daily behavior. We only have to identify them and to connect the dots. This formula helps us to create tiny habits and stick to them in as little as 5 days. Not 30, not 45, not longer than that. The place where behavior is created is the spot between an easy-to-do item and a modicum of motivation, something that we don't have to really rely on. So if a task is easy to do, it doesn't hit a pain point or some other threshold such as soreness or hunger, it takes almost no time to complete. That sweet spot is where we really, really impact our behavior. So my challenge to you this week is to examine your behavior. Find a place in your day-to-day activities where you can anchor or tie a new behavior to something that we already do several times a day. Make a recipe that starts with after I, for example, after I brush my teeth, after I lock the door at night, after I close the blinds, something that we do 2 or 3 times a day. After I behavior, I will take something that's small, takes less than 30 seconds to complete, and doesn't make us sore or make us hangry. For example, after I walk into the grocery store, I will turn to the produce department first. You just do that every time. After I start my coffee maker or put on the tea kettle, I will fill my water bottle. You get extra bonus points if you actually drink it. There's only 2 rules to this. First of all, connect the new behavior to something you do 2 to 3 times a day. And the second one is make it tiny. Something that takes less than 30 seconds to complete and doesn't have an and in it. I'm here to support you. Add any questions to the box below, or you can email me at ask@golifestylewellness.com. Have a great week.